Hello FPL managers, welcome to my latest Gameweek team selection video. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my last video where I discussed the players that are on everyone's mind and my view on whether you should buy, sell, keep or avoid them. In this video, I will be going over my team for the upcoming game week and giving my thoughts on the players I've chosen. Let's get started. Starting with the goalkeepers, I've decided to go with Ederson from Man City. He is over 10% owned and has a double game week facing Man United and Tottenham. Although I don't expect a clean sheet from the match against Man United, who have been in good form, and Tottenham have Kane, who is on fire. However, my backup keeper plays for Leicester, who have been leaking goals at the back, so I have no option but to go for Ederson for this one. Moving on to the defense, I've selected Kieran Trippier from Newcastle. He is an essential defender to have every game week. I did bench him last week, which did cost me 8 points, but he's back in for me this week. He faces Fulham at home, who will be with Mitrovic back from suspension, so a tricky clean sheet, but we can always expect a few attacking involvements with Trippier. Continuing with the defense, I've decided to include Luke Shaw from Man United in my starting lineup. He was initially on my bench, but with the recent announcement of a double game week for United, he becomes a must-have in my starting 11. Shaw will be facing off against Man City and Palace during the double game week. His form has been outstanding since the restart and is currently one of the most informed players in FPL. It is surprising to me that his ownership is still below 20%, as he is a player that should not be looked past this game week. Continuing with the defense, I've selected Luca Dean from Aston Villa. He is very low owned, so he will boost my rank quite a bit if he performs. He is on most set pieces, so always a potential for assist points. He faces Leeds, which is always a tricky fixture, so he may end up on the bench for someone I will discuss at the end in my transfer plans, so make sure you stick to the end of the video to find out who that might be. Onto the midfield, I've gone with Miguel Almiron from Newcastle. Despite a couple of recent blanks, I have faith in him to deliver against Fulham. He has already shown his attacking potential against them this season, scoring twice in their previous fixture. Moreover, with his high ownership, I believe he is an essential pick for any FPL team. He showed his class before the World Cup break, blanking only once in the final 8 games. Next in the midfield, I've selected Bukayo Saka from Arsenal. He faces Tottenham away from home. Although it's not his best opponent, as he has only provided 2 goal involvements in 6 games he has featured in, he is a player who has looked sharp in front of goal in recent times. There are some injury doubts from previous games, but Arteta did say in the press conference that he is fine. He is also 1 yellow card away from suspension, and if he is injured, I will start either Ben White or my new transfer that I will be bringing in towards the end of the video. Next up in the midfield, I have selected Marcus Rashford from Man United. He is now closing in on Martinelli being the most owned midfielder in the game, and rightfully so. He has a double game week against Man City and Palace away. He has been the most informed attacking player in the league since the restart, and his fixtures don't seem too bad either. However, it's worth noting that he doesn't have a good history in front of goal against either one of those sides, so that is keeping me off from captaincy for now. Last but not the least, in the midfield I've selected Kevin De Bruyne from Man City. He has looked poor since the World Cup, but hopefully he and Man City can step up to the occasion, as they need to do just that, or else Arsenal will be well ahead in the title race. De Bruyne did register 2 assists in the previous time they faced Man United, but he doesn't have a good record against Tottenham. He is on my radar for transfers out, as he is taking up a lot of my budget. Starting with the forwards, I have selected Erling Haaland, another attacker in my team with a double game week, and who else could be a better pick than the top point scorer in the game right now. He has had 3 goals and 2 assists the last time he faced Man United, and he referred to them as his favourite opponent. Tottenham have conceded 93 chances from the centre, which is exactly where Haaland operates and thrives. He has a captaincy for now, and I have no intentions on the triple captain for this game week. All of you non-triple captainers, you should be hoping for a Haaland blank, as his effective ownership will be well over 200%. Next up in the forwards, Nunez from Liverpool. He faces Brighton away from home right now. News has come up today that he has injury doubts for the game, and as I have stated in both of my previous videos, he is on his way out for me. An easy swap for him in my opinion is Harry Kane if you have money in the bank. If you don't, however, I wouldn't advise against a move involved bringing in either Martial, Mitrovic or Tony if the charges are raised. Rounding off the forwards, I've selected Martial from United. He was on my moves out list, but because of the double game week, he stays. Man United did buy a Weghorst, but I still feel Martial starts over him. He will still get the same minutes as before, with his max being around 70 minutes, but with 2 game weeks, he seems to have a lot of goal scoring potential. Like Rashford, his history against Palace isn't so good, but he does seem to do quite well against Man City, so it will be a promising watch. On to my transfers this week, and I have made the decision to use both of my free transfers. My first transfer will be Nunez to Kane. As I said earlier, Nunez has looked poor and now is in doubt to start Saturday's game, and who better to replace him than the second highest point scorer in the game up to now. He faces Arsenal and City in the double game week, who are the 2 best teams defensively in the league, but Kane has a good history against both those sides. The only downside with him is that he is on 4 yellow cards, which means if he does get into the book against Arsenal, he will miss the game against Man City, which will be a waste of a double for the Tottenham striker. I was short by 0.1 million for my first transfer, so I had to get funds elsewhere. Initially the plan was Martial to Mbeumo, but because of the double game week that has now changed. I've gone for a defensive switch from Perraud to Bueno that increased my budget to allow the Kane move. That concludes my team selection for this game week. As always, if you found this video helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing. See you soon for the next video.